Now that the Switch 2 has been released, the attention now turns to Pokemon Legends ZA, and people are already assembling their teams, so I thought I may as well jump in and assemble my own. Now, the only footage or only leaks that I'm going to talk about in today's video are obviously the Pokemon themselves that have been confirmed and the starter Pokemon. I'm not going to use any other footage from any other trailers or go and reveal any other information that we know. I'm not going to talk about types, not going to talk about mega forms, not going to talk about anything like that. This is purely the Pokemon as they stand right now from other games, and then we will see how things go. So let's jump into the video with my starter Pokemon. So my starter Pokemon that I'm going to choose is going to be Chikorita. I've used Totodile and I've used Tepig a lot in my recent playthroughs of their respective games, but Meganium and Chikorita is one of the ones that I never really use, and my team definitely needed a grass type when I assembled it, and I think Meganium is a very underrated Pokemon. The design is a beautiful design, and I think it's going to be really handy to go through Pokemon Legends Z8 with Meganium by your side. Now, the speculation around the forms and the typings, we're not going to get into too much, but if it does get an additional fairy typing or poison typing, I feel like that would be super fun for Meganium, and I think it's an underappreciated Pokemon. A lot of people are going to be turning to Totodile, but the Reddit threads that I keep reading through definitely show a clear indication that Chikorita is highly regarded in the Pokemon world, and I think that a lot of people might be swayed by Meganium after these games. I think Tepig and Emboar might be the underappreciated ones after this game has dropped and everyone plays through it. So yeah, my starter Pokemon, as much as I talked a little rubbish about it, I think we're definitely going to be picking Chikorita and Meganium, and yeah, I'm going to be hopefully loving my experience using this handy little grass Pokemon. So the rest of my team, in no particular order, are Pokemon that I never really find myself using in any games. So these are Pokemon that I actually have not used much at all, and my main Pokemon, I think my ace on my team, not my starter Pokemon, but my ace is going to be Lucario. Now, I've never used a Lucario in a playthrough in a game. In a randomizer Nuzlocke, I might have had a Lucario for a small brief period of time, but I've never actually had a Lucario on my team, which is going to be super fun to use in this game. I'm not speculating that it's going to be getting any new typings or anything like that, but I just think Lucario is a very cool Pokemon to use. Sometimes it's a bit overused, but I think it's going to be fun to play through this game with Lucario on my side. I can't go through a Pokemon game without picking an evolution, and one of the ones I never use is Glaceon. My favorite evolution is Leafeon, so we're going to go with its opposite here in Glaceon. You do need a bit of a wall on this team, and an ice type is always handy for those pesky dragons. So moving on to a fire type Pokemon, which is something that's very important on everyone's team, I'm going to go with Chandelure. Considering I love Generation 5, I never use Chandelure. That might be because I did used to use Tepig and Emboar, and I never really needed a fire type Pokemon, but Chandelure is a cool design. It's a fun design. It might potentially get a type change, who knows, but I think Chandelure is such a cool Pokemon and definitely one I'm going to be looking forward to using. I've got two Generation 6 Pokemon rounding out my team here in Heliolisk for an electric type and a dragon type in Noivern. Now, these are two Pokemon that I never used in Generation 6 either. I think just the level that Noivern evolves definitely put me off using it. And with Heliolisk, I didn't really use an electric type. I went back and looked at my old files for Pokemon X and Y, and I never really used an electric type Pokemon on my team. So Heliolisk is going to be really fun. Really fun to use, and Noivern obviously is going to be really cool as well. Noivern is super fast, super attacking, and I just think this team is definitely well balanced and quite a fun one that I'm really looking forward to using. Hopefully you can get all these Pokemon nice and early. My question for you guys is, comment your teams down below. Which of your Pokemon is going to be your ace? I definitely think on this team, my ace is going to be Lucario, but I can definitely see Noivern standing in and being an ace as well. If you guys would like to see how I constructed this team, then definitely comment down below. I might even do a video like this for each of the starter Pokemon. We might go through and get ourselves a team for each of the starter Pokemon, just in case I want to replay through the game, or I set up a new profile on the Switch and go through and play it multiple different times. But if you're struggling with what starter Pokemon to choose and how to balance your team, then definitely let me know. I've got the list of Pokemon right in front of me that are going to be available on Legends ZA, including the starter Pokemon, And I can definitely come up with a team or some sort of a half assembled team for you if you guys have a few members. But I love team construction. Obviously, on the day of release of these games, the team construction is so random. I did a team for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and by halfway through the streams that I was doing, I had a completely different team. It's just the way things go sometimes, where you can catch the Pokemon and how late in the game they evolve. So I'm very excited for Pokemon Legends ZA. I've got a lot of Pokemon games and videos coming out shortly, so definitely stay tuned for that. And let me know down below, is there anything in particular you want to see or want me to talk about or speculate on, and I'll get to that. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
I should let go.